Hello there, dear colleagues from Tomsk University, dear organizers of Connect-Universum webinar. I'm very happy to take part in this ultra-modern event, and I'm really sorry that I'm not going to be able to follow online the presentations because I'm chairing a session in another conference at the same time. So again, thank you very much, and let's go to the point. I would like to share some views on the relation between money and digital nomadism. I think that the question of money, or the money sign, is a deeply semiotic issue, not exclusively of course. Definitely a lot of disciplines are studying the phenomena of money, and there are huge disciplines and there is a lot of scholarship. Nevertheless, I think that the semiotic examination of the money sign, of the semiotic content of how the monetary exchange works has been a bit undervaluated. There are not very many publications about it, and in the last 2 or 3 years I'm trying to develop an approach which I call digital grammatology, because I think what makes the difference is not that much the question on the side of the economic value. It is rather much the question on the side of the money sign, how the economic value is vehicled by the money sign. So I think that the evolution of money, the evolution of the money form, is or can be read as well as a semiotic evolution of the arbitrariness of the money sign. But just to have some, let's say, cheerful introduction to this evolution of money, I found a very nice video on the internet which can introduce the topic. Let's see for a while. It's a very short movie, and then we will comment.
No bodegas, no delis, no corner stores. Shopping trips turn into tugs of war. You're not having full, got this and that. Not even trying an easier angle. I'll give you this for that for this. We'll make a trade called barter.
Okay, this is the first economic notion of barter.
But a wallet full of gas could make you weary. Making change for a cow wasn't easy to master unless you were ready for an utter disaster. Shiny shells were.
Okay, here is the introduction of the second form of money sign, which is a bit better from the point of view of arbitrariness.
Shelling out shells is smarter. In ancient Mesopotamia, the barley they grew was the money mania. Hauling big sacks with their backs in traction, they invented coins to lots of transactions. Now when a man had a debt to settle,
this is a turning point in any economical discourse, but also from a semiotic point of view. The emergence of the coin.
This for that for this. With coins you're a smarter shopper.
Okay, also the printed money are considered in this very short and funny evolution of money, so we will comment also them. Definitely money and mobility are two things which are strongly related.
Even Coronado had the trading habit. I'll give you this for that for this. They loaded up with golden party. I'll give you this for that that for this, and soon the whole world was charted.
Okay, this is how the world is globalized. Money has a big role in this process. Money science.
Or a kid like you is into trading cards. Take this for that for this. Bills and coins are smarter. When you play for that, remember this. It all started
Everything started with a barter.
with barter.
Okay, this was the, let's say, the conclusion. Everything started with the barter. Never forget this. Now, this is exactly the point in this presentation. You can see how this short evolution, ultra short evolution of money can be regarded from a semiotic point of view. Definitely, the way we are thinking the money sign is very important for the way society is organized. As you can see here and follow the logic from the barter, then we pass to cattle, to cowries, Chinese shells. Then there were precious metals and other ornaments which were used for, and in 687 before Christ came the invention of the coin. The coin is extremely important from a semiotic point of view, because it introduces a principle of the exchange, the consideration of value from a logical point of view, from a semiotical point of view, which is qualitatively different from the previous forms. Then, after the coin, the evolution of money goes in this direction. Until the coin, the vehicle, the money sign, was made of consumable goods. It was at the beginning by commodities, then it became vehicle, the value, through the cowries and through the metal parts. They were mostly used for ornaments. So you have again consumable goods, but symbolically consumable and not in the sense of commodity. Nevertheless, the economic exchange was hardened by the fact that in every transaction, both parties were supposed to consider the value, the entity, the measures of the counterpart of what they were exchanging with. With the money, with the coin actually, with the coin as a sign, money assumed the capacity of fungibility. Now, fungibility means that every coin, independently of its unique occurrence, brings the same value. This makes money extremely easy for thinking. Actually, this transformed the whole planning of the economic action, the whole planning of warfare. A lot of institutions has changed after the introduction of the coin, because exactly the coin possessed this semiotic function of fungibility, and exactly the fungibility made money good for thinking before spending or saving. Now, one thing is to plan the rule of the state or military campaign with wealth which was accumulated as consumable goods. Completely different thing is to plan everything with coins, with the possession of coins which were much easier spendable and which were quite, for instance, Alexander the Great, not many centuries after the invention of the coin, he was extremely good, I would say extremely good manager of the coin, because he was bringing his facilities for coinage, his mint I think is called, with him during the military campaign. So he was capable of paying his soldiers with money he was producing during the the campaign and probably the efficacy of his military enterprise was due in big part, we don't commend of course his individual skills, but this smart idea to have the coinage with him and to produce money while he was campaigning is a great thing. So money, the money sign, the evolution of the money sign is, from a semiotic point of view, the evolution of the ability of the money sign to be thought, to be considered, to be present in our heads. That's why money are good for thinking. Now, we know that after the coin, if we look here, after the coin, we observe in a historical perspective that the evolution of the money sign become a good vehicle, career of the value, which in itself is not anymore consumable, or its value is kind of ignorable. Paper, then we have the electronic money. So why the paper money were so successful? Of course, they increased the mobility, they increased the capacity of the economical exchange to take place in major variety of places and major variety of fashions compared to the golden and silver coins. Nevertheless, paper money were still related to a tangible good. What is important? It's important that central banks emerged more or less. Now the question is quite open, but central banks were kind of institutions observing, guarding the copyright of the money. Because with the printing machine, with the printing technology, paper money were very easy to produce. So central banks emerged in order to control the arbitrary production of money size, which was a source of destruction for any economical system. Something which happened already in China with the first introduction of paper money. Now, my point is that with the evolution of the money from barter to the electronic money today, it's an evolution also of our possibility to be nomads. I think nomadism is something quite related with the way money are exchanged. I mean, nomads, they existed even before the monetary economy. But with the evolution of the money forms, somehow this mobility of groups of people was made easier and easier. And today, with the phenomena of digital money, I think this is one extremely important factor, creating options and creating conditions for people to, within kind of infinite mobility, to be able to exercise their work and to receive compensation. Obviously, the question of the digital nomadism has a lot to do also with taxation. That's why the last forms of money exchange, as in this short funny movie at the beginning was shown, we are returning, thanks to the new media, thanks to the digital environment for commerce and for exercise of our professional duties. We now observe the emergence of new forms of money which are very close to the barter. You see, the central banks emerged in order to regulate the value of money. Nevertheless, today the digital technology, the digital nomadism phenomena is in an environment where people try to see ways not to be dependent on this centralized bank system. That's why barter is returning, but barter empowered by the internet, barter empowered by the capacity of people to exchange service and value in infinite ways and in online through the internet allows completely different attitude and completely different cultural phenomena. That's why I think that digital nomadism is strongly empowered by this evolution of the money sign, and the semiotic analysis can examine the cultural consequences of this process, of this evolution of the money sign. Now, why I put here the notion of taxation? Obviously, nomadism has a historical relation with taxation. Actually, a mobile group of people usually is not capable of benefiting from the public services. Usually taxation is about providing resources for the public services. And when you are a mobile group, you can have access and real advantage only of a very small part of this public services. So obviously nomadism is a way to avoid of course, I don't want to consider the question from a legal point of view, but nevertheless nomadism and paying taxes are two things which do not go very much, doesn't go very much together. So new forms like Bitcoin, for instance, is a very nomadic, let's say, phenomena, very nomadic novelty, which allows people to exchange value and service and whatever we can exchange without the intervention of the central bank. I think this is the expression, pure expression of the digital nomadism. This is the Bitcoin system, the idea that there can be a parallel system of exchange which returns our activity very close to the barter, but barter empowered by the infinite capacity of the internet, where two people on the two sides of the globe can exchange service and value. And definitely if we consider the question of digital nomadism, all of us are partially digital nomads, and we're going more and more to spend parts of our lives bigger and bigger in activities which were once typically for the nomads, exactly because of this processes, this evolution of the money sign. And my bet is that the phenomenon of digital nomadism is growing, and it will grow, and at the end it will be very difficult to say, okay, these people are digital nomads and those are not, because everybody will be partially digital, and there will not be a pure digital nomad, or at least that will be very difficult to label one person, because the situation, the cultural ground of the present day life is such that everything is changing, and we cannot be one and the same thing for a long time. Definitely in this landscape, digital nomadism is a major phenomenon, and I'm happy that I could share my views on digital nomadism and the evolution of the money sign. Thank you.